Yo, this is Vince Russo, man, and I hope you're ready for the next video. And remember, if you like it, bro, you can go right now to patreon.com/RussoTWC and get a free week of Russo's brand. That's right, it's free for a week. Russo'sBrand.com.
What does everybody want?
Where the pros are the pros. Yeah, come on now. Get in the groove, Al.
Creative genius, bad boy.
Creative genius, bad boy charm. Me, Al.
That's a song about you.
Mine's so quick. I'm the pro. Swerve you once, swerve you twice, Al.
Yeah.
Twist and spice, Al.
The pros, creative control everywhere.
What do you think, Al?
It's got a beat, you know. It's the old Dick Clark thing, you know. I'd give it a 66.
All right, Jeff, what do you got for Al, man? So we can get words of wisdom this morning from Al.
Well, we know there was a lot of research, education put into CTE that wasn't known, I think, prior to like 2007. I know Chris Nowinski had a big hand in the research. And before that, in wrestling, you guys just took nasty chair shots to the head, which is something that has pretty much stopped. If you guys knew that stuff back then, Al, would it have been a completely different scene, knowing what the chair shots to the head would have done?
Yeah, you know, for a lot of us, I would imagine we would probably have curtailed those kinds of activities like we have going forward, you know, because that's who really has control over those types of behaviors are the talent, nobody else. Because once guys go in the ring, the only thing that a promotion can do is to prevent some of these kinds of behaviors is if they have some kind of punitive action that they can take against the talent for doing it when there's been a company edict saying, you know, you're not allowed. Like, you know, back in the day, we would have, you know, there would, and still to this day, there are wrestlers that will still, you know, take those types of shots to the head on a pretty regular basis because they feel for some reason that they have to, and that's their way of making a connection and getting over with the audience. And it's very difficult to control someone outside of, you know, when you get in the back, we're gonna fine you a certain amount of money. And the reason we are is because of the fact that, you know, you did things that were outside of the parameters of safety that we have set up. So, you know, I think even back in the day, if we'd known what we know now, I think a lot of things would have changed.
Yeah,
I can't tell you the number of times that knocked completely unconscious or in the ring or, you know, severe concussions, and then you're right back in the ring the next day. You know, you didn't take any time off. You didn't have any chance to recover. You know, unlike now, and you have to give them credit that now they do require, you know, they have a concussion protocol. They do require the talent to, you know, remain out of the ring, you know, for X amount of period of time, depending on the severity of the concussion. Because, you know, when you're in the ring, that's the funny thing is that it's not just the chair shots that are severe. You know, like we watch every week, we watch videos of guys getting dropped on their heads, you know, literally just dropped on their heads, which cause just as many, if not worse, situations as far as your brain colliding against the inside of your skull. You know, but people are still out there doing it, and they're doing it unsupervised and taking a greater and greater amount of risk. And again, that back to that physics study that they did at the University in Connecticut. Every time we take a bump, you know, it's the equivalent of about a 22 to 25 mile per hour car accident. The impact of just taking a bump on the ring. And every time you take a bump, your brain inside just goes, you know, and shakes. And eventually then things start burning out. Synapses start to short out and burn out, just no different than if you take a light bulb and you shake it, then that filament's going to start to break. Well, it makes it even worse if you've suffered some kind of concussion and you're in that and you're taking those bumps and shaking that brain. It's going to make it even 100 times worse.
Well,
so it's a scary proposition.
Vince, if you could pop this up, this was last night on AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who's taking that? Who is that?
Jack Perry.
Oh my God, bro. What are we doing here? Come on.
I mean, that's like pre-2007 off right on your head chair shot right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty severe. Again, Jeff, I mean, you can have all the information you want and you can, tell the guys, like, look, no shots to the head. And once they get out there, they're on their own. You can only control so much.
Hey, Al, can you please verify this for me? Because I am so sick and tired of freaking misinformation out there. Bro, I have said on the record, and this is a shoot, the brawl for all. Okay, I have said
terrible.
Yeah, I have said when I was involved in booking the brawl for all, which was about 97 or 98. Okay, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. I'll say 1998.
Okay.
I always say, bro, if we would have known about CTE, what we know now, never in a million years would I ever even have suggested that. And Brian Alvarez, Meltzer's Robin, basically says back in 1998, we knew all about CTE. Absolutely not, right?
No, not even
Thank
close.
you. Not even close.
Not even close. That's asinine and absurd to even say. There may have been some medical groups or things of that nature that were already looking into CTE. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but the common lay person, the common wrestler, no one knew about it because from 98 on, I'd suffered multiple concussions in the ring, and there was no special protocol. There was no requirements to take certain amounts of time off. No, nothing, because nobody really knew.
Yeah.
It was just simply, hey, rub some dirt on it.
That didn't really come to the forefront. It was that one, the doctor in the NFL, right?
It came to the forefront, well, as far as wrestling, because of Chris Nowinski.
Right, but I'm talking about like in sports. It was that doctor that Will Smith made the movie about.
Yes. Along with Nowinski was very instrumental as well. Yeah. And that was because Chris had suffered a concussion, came back too early, and then got hit again in a match the very first night he was back on the road, and then started suffering post-concussion syndrome. He'd tell me, like, how in the middle of the night he'd have panic attacks, and he'd end up literally climbing on top of his chest of drawers and be on top of the chest of drawers trying to get away from something. Had the headaches and the blurred vision and all of and then a lot of mental and emotional instability because of the post-concussion syndrome. So, and that was what motivated him, being involved with Harvard and all of that, to get involved with the Concussion Institute, Legacy Institute. And then that's where we really started, concussion, CTE really started to pick up, and more information was made available to everyone by that time. And that wasn't until 2007.
Absolutely. We knew nothing back in late 90s, bro. Come on. We would have let that Mick Foley rock thing happen. Come on, bro. That would have never happened in a million years if we knew that.
No, I mean, we'd have tried to prevent it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I mean, I mean, like WWE as a company would would have no doubt would try to prevent it. But, you know, once the performers go through the curtain, then, you know, they're wanting to make sure they stand out and make an impact, and are willing to sometimes, you know, and let's face it, I mean, every time they go to the ring, they're putting themselves at physical risk. So they don't have the same mindset as an average person to be like, why would you knowingly let somebody hit you with, you know, a chair right to the head? It's like, well, you know, it'll be a great spot, you know.
Yeah.
So.
What's up, Brand? This is Jeff Lane inviting you to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm live several nights a week playing games, classic and new, currently going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the new Contra game, and more. So check me out, Jeff Lane 22 on Twitch.
Pick up Mike Durbin's Conan action figure, bro. Look how beautiful this thing is. I freaking love the packaging, man. Look at this. MikeDurbin.com, guys. Help Mike out, man. This is a beautiful action figure, bro. Beautiful. MikeDurbin.com.